What's going on, guys? I consider myself a jack of all trades, but my name's Jeff, so welcome back to Jeff of All Trades. Today we're going over a DPP dovetail mount if you want to add on a red dot or reflex to your Glock 17, 43, any Glock platform that does not have a milled slide. Instead of sending your slide in to get milled, you can pick up one of these bad boys, and I'm going to show you how to install it today. First thing you want to do before handling a weapon and before putting something like this on, before doing any modification, is to take apart your weapon. I do have videos on my channel of how to do this. If you're unfamiliar, go ahead and check that out. There's also a deep clean and oil point section in that video for my Glock 17. Once it's all taken apart, I went ahead and pounded out the rear sight on this already, which is extremely simple to do. You simply take a punch. I use a wooden pencil. Put it on one side, hammer it through, and it pushes right out. There's no screws or anything holding that rear sight on. Once that's removed and you have your slide, all you want to do is take this DPP and you'll see the raised dovetail right there. This is actually what's going to slide into the dovetail on the slide itself to hold your red dot sight. So this part here is going to go facing straight down. As you can see, as the instructions recommend, I took a file and shaved off a little bit of the material, mainly just the black paint that was right there to get that off so it slides in a little bit easier. I did install it without filing it down and it went in. It was just a little bit more of a snug fit. So whatever you see fit for yourself, go ahead and take that route. First thing you're going to do, take your DPP and you want the longer end of it to go over the slide. You do not want it to be hanging out. You want it to be on there just like that. After you file this down, it'll go in about halfway and you won't be able to push it anymore, which is a good thing because you want this to be snug and in place and nice and tight to your slide. You don't want it going anywhere with the recoil of the gun. What I do is take a block of wood so it doesn't cause any damage to your weapon. Trying to pound it in, if you're on a soft surface like this, you're going to get a little backlash on it and it won't be able to go down all the way. Line it up. This is a plastic shim that I use, so it doesn't do any damage to the DPP or to the slide itself. And then I use this probably 3-pound hammer here. This is just a dead blow hammer that I use. It's got a little bit of weight and force to put this down. Go ahead and hold the slide. Put your plastic, or if you're going to use a piece of rubber, right over the DPP. Hold it down and give it a few whacks. And it's installed onto the weapon. You'll see how it overhangs there. Very little increase to the thickness of the slide, which I really like. And I will take this and kind of pinpoint it and make sure it's absolutely squared up with the gun. But that's how it should look before installing your red dot sight and before putting those set screws in to press it down onto the slide. Once that's all taken care of, you want to go ahead and open up your baggie. It does say directly on the bag exactly what sight it's being used for. This says Vortex Venom because it is the red dot that we're going to be applying to this Glock 17. There's also another baggie that has your set screws, which are going to be difficult to see, but these are just the set screws. There's no head on them. They're very small and they recess into the DPP itself to ensure that nothing is going to interfere with your red dot sight. These do come with Loctite already on them, but the instructions do say to add a little bit more. So I'm just going to take some Loctite and put one tiny drop on. That's all I need on there. And go ahead and screw it in. You want to tighten them down pretty good because this is what's putting pressure on the slide itself, creating an upward force on this mount to make sure that everything's going to stay in place while you're firing. So I did put a little force on them, and it does have that blue Loctite on there to make sure they don't back out on their own. Once that's done, you simply take your sight of your choosing It sits right on top there, and you'll see these two screw holes, and that's where you're going to put your other screws that came with your DPP set. Now, I do recommend using these. They are a certain length for the DPP instead of using the regular screws that come with your red dot sight. Go ahead and take them, add a little bit of blue Loctite, go ahead and screw them down. And there you have it. Completely on and secure. This isn't going anywhere. It's completely attached to the slide. There's no wiggle whatsoever, and I'm actually very surprised with how it looks on this. Much better option than taking your slide and getting it milled for a few $100s. You can pick up one of these instead, put it on your gun, and you don't have to worry about the mill being correct on it or anything else. Go ahead and take your weapon and put it back together. And there's your finished product. So there you have it. The quick installation of the DPP titanium mount to put a red dot sight on any pistol you could have. This really is a fantastic alternative. I'm not comfortable with sending one of my prized possessions to a mill, hoping that the size is correct for the screws that I have. It just concerns me. I know there's a lot of reputable places out here, but if you go with this product, you won't have to worry about that again. You ever want to take it off? It slides right out the same way it came in once you remove the screws, and you can put your stock sights right back in. I love this product. Thank you, DPP, for sponsoring me in this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.